Hi Unigeeks, welcome back to my channel, and I am back with another speed build. This time it is the first build to my Harry Potter save file, the Burrow. If you do not know what the Burrow is, this is where the Weasleys live. I decided that my first build to be in Henford. Is it Henford Bangley? It's Henford Bangley. Henford on Bangley world that came with cottage living is gonna be the Burrow, and I think it's perfect. Ever since I started building the Burrow a few months ago, I said I needed a pack that had more a cottagecore style to the furniture and debug and just landscaping in general, and I'm so happy that they came out with the cottage living. So finally I finished the Burrow. This is the Burrow. I looked at several reference pictures online. I tried to get from both reference pictures from the movie and artwork that were made from the book. So this is just a mixture, and I tried to get the best of both worlds. And also from my own imagination, I tried to fill in the gaps for some areas that I didn't know how it looked like because I could not find any reference pictures, or because there wasn't enough room, or we didn't have the right furniture that I had available without having to use tool to create it. So here you are seeing I am creating I am using the tool mod to create columns, fake columns out of wood pieces under the house, which, by the way, I totally believe them when they said that their house was held up by magic, by pure magic, because this house looks so small from the outside, but it actually has way more stuff in the inside. So apparently it had bedrooms for everybody. And if you didn't know, the Weasleys had 6 children. They had their own master bedroom. They had rooms for the children. They had a kitchen. They had bathrooms. They had, I think they had 6 chimneys, if I'm not wrong, but correct me if I am. They had 6 chimneys, but of course I'm just gonna put 1 chimney. We're gonna imagine that the other chimneys are invisible. Only because this house is not big enough to hold 6 chimneys. Otherwise, from the outside, it wouldn't look like the shape that we have grown to love from the movies and the book. So let's just say there's a lot of magic in this build, and there are a lot of secrets, and a lot of its secrets are very well kept hidden. So yeah, here I am just adding some of those beautiful windows that just came with cottage living. I love every single thing that came with this pack. I am so happy to have this in my collection. I haven't been this happy since the Star Wars pack and the Realm of Magic pack. Only because I have been a Star Wars pack since I was a kid, and also because Realm of Magic is... I've always loved the supernatural franchises from The Sims. So yeah, cottage living comes at number 1 now for everything. The fact that we have animals that we can interact with, and the fact that furniture is just on point, beautiful, perfect for my type of building. So here I am just trying to add more wood pieces again for the back of the house. I tried to fit as many bedrooms as I could. It's just, I think I missed out on 2 bedrooms. One is for Percy, which I turned into a bathroom because there's no bathroom if I didn't do that, and they'd have to actually go into the forest. So here I am just adding the side lawn. I was gonna keep that because from reference pictures, apparently there is a front yard, but on the side. But then other pictures showed from the movie, so I tried to use what I felt looked better, or it would fit better into this build. So instead of putting it on the side, I put it in the front and in the back, the fences, just so that I could give myself more space to put trees and a pond. Here we are doing decoration in the inside. This is the living room. Although in the book, the front yard goes into the kitchen. Here I have the front yard going into the living room. Just bear with me. If it really bothers you that much, you can turn the build around. But I did this because it just fit better. But it's not really a big deal. You can just turn the build around. Luckily for Sims 4, you can easily do that. Now back to this living room. So I tried to... It's actually a gray chair from reference pictures from the movie. But I couldn't find a gray chair that actually looked cottagey. So I added this green chair and I love it. But I actually changed the colors to more of a maroon, dark reddish type of a sofa swatch. Only because I wanted to keep the whole coziness of their living room. Their house, although it may be old and beat up, I actually love their house. Their house is just full of magic. It's just so cozy and you just feel like it's so lived in. It's so active. It's so, full of life and fun and care. And the fact that the only reason why their house probably looked like that is just because, they weren't well off. But other than that, they tried their very best to keep their house well maintained and, they fixed whatever was broken. That's what I loved about their family. So here I am just adding a pincushion. Like, I felt like this would be the area that Molly, their mother, would be sitting down with her knitting needles in front of the fire, which was connected to the Flu network. It's familiar. If it's not familiar to you, it's the one that they used when they used this fireplace to get into Diagon Alley with Harry Potter. Here I am just adding a few more little decor on top of the fireplace, which, by the way, this fireplace came with Cottage Living and it's another A+ for me. Beautiful style. I love it. I love it so much. And the new books that came with Cottage Living, I am sorry, but this video is should be about the speed build regarding the Burrow, but it's also going to be a praise video about the new pack. I'm just adding, trust me, there are a lot more clutter in their house. I downsized it a lot, otherwise your Sims wouldn't be able to walk around. If Sims were a lot more smarter, then I probably would have kept and recreated the clutter that they had in their homes from the books and from the movies, because I love cluttering my builds. But then I've had a problem before where I cluttered a lot and then the Sims couldn't even get through the front door. So yeah, I tried to downsize the clutter, but still try to keep the coziness and still give you the feeling that they love to hoard stuff that they collected from their vacation, from their families, passed on through generations, and all that other stuff in their home. So it's gonna be a lot of trinkets. Not a lot of them. Hardly anything is expensive. That's what I'm assuming. Only because that, they didn't really have a lot of money. I don't mean to emphasize that, but yeah, you're not going to be seeing a lot of gold pots over here, or gold plates, or treasures. There's going to be a lot of stuff that are old, vintagey, passed through generations from their grandparents, and probably are not worth anything to the outside world, but means a lot to their family. So I love that. I love that mixture of a variety of trinkets and old stuff. I actually think those are actually very interesting, knowing the stories behind all the stuff in their house. And I would like to know more about their house. I would love to see more pictures about the stuff that they have in their houses. I would love to know. Sorry. Anyway, I'm getting way past the point here, and anyway, we'll go back to the build. So here I am just adding a little bit more shelves. Now the stairs was a little bit of a difficult thing to place into this house because the shape of the build doesn't allow for the stairs to go straight, or it wouldn't be able to fit the shape if I kept the stairs straight. So I had to turn the stairs to make it a lot more compact. And the stairs is completely not in the position that it's supposed to be. But I had to work around with the shape in The Sims 4. So there's only stairs coming from the ground floor up to the first floor. Then from the second, third, and fourth floor, I just use ladders. I mean, I never really use the ladders, and I love the fact that we have ladders, so why not use it for this skinny build? Just so that I don't have to make it so big, the build, and make it look as far away from the original size of the build. So I added ladders just so that I could keep the aesthetic of a skinny building. Now we're finally in the kitchen, my favorite part of the house. I think their kitchen is very iconic because they do spend a lot of discussions, chats, hangouts, everything is in the kitchen. And I thought it was very important that I kept the look and feel of the kitchen from the movie in this build. So I cluttered as much as I could. That the Sims could walk around and still be able to use everything, the appliances, and use a big, huge, long table. And I think when I was playtesting this, everything works except that I realized that some of the fishes, you might want to throw them out because I didn't know that the fishes that I placed on the counters actually rot. I think I would have to do that for a lot of my builds because when I discovered them in debug, I thought they were just, for decor. I never really bothered to test the fishes out. The thing is, I spent so much time playtesting this build and taking pictures in day and night mode that the fish actually started to rot while I was playtesting. So that's how I realized that after several builds later, it started to go green. I was just wondering why my sim was disgusted or uncomfortable about something trashy, and I thought it probably was just the look of the clutter. But actually it was the food. It was the fish that I placed on the table there. So yeah, you might want to throw the fish out. But if not, I mean, it could just add to the look and feel of this house. But your Sims would feel very uncomfortable. So yeah, you probably might want to throw the fish out and just replace it probably with a new fish or something that isn't, about to rot. So yeah, like I said, this kitchen is iconic and magical. So I definitely had to make sure that I added levitating utensils and pots and pans and food and bottles just to keep that whole Weasley magic in the kitchen, because I thought that it would be so boring and not as authentic if I didn't have anything magical in the kitchen. So yeah, your Sims can grab them. Actually, what I know is that books are things that a Sim can grab and read and might want to read. So yeah, if you have floating books like I've had in the past from my libraries, your Sim will tend to pick it up. But for pots and pans, I doubt it. I haven't seen any of the Sims try to pick up a pan mid-air. So yeah, you're probably safe at the fact that it would stay in its same place as I built it. Now here we are in the twins' bedroom. The thing is, sadly, I forgot to press record. I had put it on pause because I tend to look for items for so long. So I put it on pause. This is the twins' bedroom, Fred and George, and I thought that their bedroom could do with a lot of mischief in their bedroom. So I tried to add firecrackers, that Halloween treat pot, and a map that we could pretend looks like the Marauders map, and then their broomsticks, and then that little mannequin in the side. I thought would be so cute because it would look like they were trying to work out a uniform for their Weasley shop in the future. So I actually turned that into purple, green, and yellow. You'll see that in the screenshots. Now this is the bedroom that was supposed to be for Percy, but I turned it into a bathroom because then I realized that, hey, I don't have enough room for any bathroom on any floor other than if I changed Percy's bedroom into a bathroom. So there you go. Ta-da! There's a bathroom. I think it wouldn't have been so interesting anyway if I had Percy's bedroom because it would just be surrounded by books and medals and all that kind of stuff. I thought that the twins' bedroom would be fun to create because all of the firecrackers and stuff that they kept. And then Ginny's bedroom was right next to it. Although Ginny's bedroom should have been in the first floor, but I put Arthur and Molly's bedroom on the first floor instead. So yeah, Ginny's bedroom, you'll see it in the screenshots. I'm just adding some of those dirt and mud and cobwebs around the house and cracks in the walls just because it was very heavily emphasized online and in the books and in the movies that their house was barely standing up. So yeah, I had to add a lot of cracks, and I thought very realistic when I added those cracks in the walls. So I love it. I might have gone overboard, but I love it. I love it the way it is, and I hope you like it too. Finally, we are in Ron Weasley's bedroom. So he lives in the attic, apparently with a pet ghoul that stayed over in summer. So yeah, I thought that since he didn't have really a lot of stuff to keep, I'd make sure to put a lot of posters because apparently he had a lot of posters from his favorite Quidditch teams and just a few books and, you know, old stuff that they kept in the attic that was dumped into his bedroom. I guess, you know, sadly for Ron, I don't know if he really wanted to be in the attic by choice or because they just didn't have any room for him. But yeah, I felt like he should have the attic and it should be run down, and he barely has a lot of stuff because, you know, he's usually the last to get anything because, you know, although Ginny is the youngest, she is the only girl, so she, you know, she's the baby of the family. So she gets her own bedroom, and the boys are all, there's like a bunch of boys all way before Ron. So I always felt that Ron was a little bit, you know, forgotten, or not forgotten, more like there was hardly anything left for him because he had so many siblings before him. Not that they did it on purpose, but yeah. So I felt like his bedroom shouldn't have so much stuff. It should look like, you know, he just collected stuff from his older siblings and then just put it into his bedroom. So here I am working on the landscaping. I added that pond that came with the update for the cottage living. I love the pond. And the fact that we got used watches for the water is beautiful because I was able to make this look like that really dark swamp. Not really a swamp, but it's quite dark, the pond. From reference pictures, and I spent a very long time adding those pieces of grass that you see because I wanted to really give it this very overgrown look. So I cut out a bunch of video that showed me putting and placing all that pieces of grass, and I added this bridge because I thought it would just look perfect for the whole cottage look. For their lot, that this bridge was broken down and they just never bothered fixing it because it just was probably a place where they would sit down and fish, and they didn't bother to fix the bridge because they didn't really need to. There is a little place that I built out of roof where apparently Arthur's blue car stayed, and I just added more hedges and more hedges. By the way, it's beautiful the fact that I found out that I didn't have to place every piece of grass on the floor because cottage living came with a bunch of cluttered grass, and I loved it. And this is the backyard. So the backyard I cut out a lot because I felt like you didn't want to see me put every piece of grass. I just added a chicken coop because they had chickens, and I added that rabbit trunk. I added a garden patch so you could make your own garden patch where they could make their own produce. I didn't add any cows, but yeah, I really enjoyed making the backyard and a little dining area in the backyard. We are we're almost done with the video. So I hope you're excited for the upcoming builds for this save file for Harry Potter. I do have a lot of surprises. One of the things that I'm still working on is Hogwarts, and you understand why it's taking so long, because it's huge. But yeah, I thought the Burrow would be the best way to, you know, welcome cottage living. So here I'm just adding the clothesline. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, or you're excited to see more builds from the Harry Potter franchise, let me know which build would you like to see me build next. And yeah, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would appreciate so much if you clicked on the subscribe button, left me a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.